Heard of the Civil War battle where the plan actually worked, and that's when everything went wrong? This is the Battle of the Crater, the day the Union Army dug its own grave. By 1864, the Civil War was a grinding stalemate outside Petersburg, Virginia. The Union Army had been hammering Confederate trenches for weeks and getting nowhere but dead. So a group of Union coal miners had an idea. If you can't go through the enemy, go under them. They spent a month digging a tunnel 500 feet long under the Confederate lines. Hot, cramped, suffocating. But it worked. At the end of the tunnel, they packed 4 tons of gunpowder directly beneath a Confederate fort. The plan was simple: blow a hole in the line, charge through, end the siege, and maybe the war. On July 30th, 1864, just before dawn, they lit the fuse. Nothing happened, so they waited. Still nothing. Finally, a couple of unlucky volunteers had to crawl back in to fix the fuse, sitting inches away from 4 tons of buried explosives that might go off at any second. They patched it, got out. At 4:44 a.m., the earth erupted. A Confederate regiment simply ceased to exist. A crater 170 feet long, 60 feet wide, and 30 feet deep ripped open the line. Bodies, cannons, and debris rained down. The Confederates were stunned, a literal hole in their front line. This was it, the moment. All the Union troops had to do was go around the crater. So, naturally, they ran straight into it. Instead of flowing past the hole and spreading out on the high ground, Union soldiers poured down into the giant pit like it was a trench made just for them. Within minutes, thousands of men were jammed shoulder to shoulder in a steep dirt bowl with no way to climb out quickly. Then the Confederates recovered. They rushed to the rim, pointed muskets and artillery straight down, and turned the crater into a slaughterhouse. Union troops tried to climb the loose dirt walls, slid back down, tripped over bodies, and piled up in layers. Some reports describe it as a turkey shoot. Thousands of Union soldiers trapped in a hole their own army had created, being shot from above. By the end, the Union suffered almost 4,000 casualties. The Confederates about 1,500. The genius tunneling operation actually worked perfectly. It was the part after the explosion that face-planted so hard it became one of the most infamous disasters of the entire war. The Battle of the Crater, when the Union Army literally blew a hole in the enemy line and then jumped in and just stayed there.